Hello Magic Souls, welcome back on Magic Raven Tarot channel. For today reading, we do have 3 piles, pile number 1, pile number 2 and pile number 3, and I will describe you precisely. So let's pick up 1 oracle card for each pile in part. For pile number 1. For pile number 2, and for pile number 3. Alright, so take your time and pick up the pile that you feel drawn to mostly. And you can press pause and also meditate to see which one is more appealing to you. And now we will go to the shuffle part. Okay, so I prepared on my left side 2 oracle decks and on my right side 4 tarot decks, and we will start with this for pile number 1, and I will describe you precisely. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. One, we have the second pile, and the third. Okay. Pile 1. One and this. For pile 2, I would like have this and this. And for pile 3 as well. I feel it's this and this one. Okay. So let's see your description, how you are. I already have this one. Let's see for pile number 2. One. And the second. And it's this. And this one. 1. The second for pile 2. One and the second. And for pile 3. I feel it's this. Okay. One and the second. Pile 2. How you are, pile 2. And pile 3. All right, we have one card. And this one. Okay, so now we have all the oracle cards and the tarot cards that we need for the reading. Take your time and think about which pile you feel attracted to mostly. And if you feel that you resonate with more than one pile, you can watch more than one reading. There is no issue. And I hope that I will describe you precisely. Hey, pile number 1, you choose this beautiful green jade crystal and it looks like this. And let's see how I describe you precisely. And I'm really, really curious. We do have the compassion card here. Okay. We also have resourcefulness with the sun in Cancer. We have Morning Dew Girl. We do have the Page of Pentacles. So I feel here also earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but we have also water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the Empress energy. I see you nurturing, very compassionate and nurturing, pile number 1. We do have the 3 of Swords. So some of you might be in air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. We have the 7 of Cups. Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the Star, beautiful. We do have the 10 of Air, which is the 10 of Swords. The Emperor. Oh my God, we do have the Empress and the Emperor. It's like yin and yang. Yes, and we have the Temperance. Grace, it's like Temperance card. Wow, beautiful. Pile number 1, you are beautiful. So let's see how you are. Pile number 1, first, what comes so strong energy here is that you are very compassionate towards you and the others. And I do see
I see this card and this card especially. And that tells me that you have been harmed in the past by someone or by something. And probably you felt a lot of pain and anger. And you do have this capacity to heal your heart by filling it with compassion towards you or the other people. And for you, compassion isn't about feeling pity, but it's more about forgiving yourself. And you empathize as well with the other people because you have this ability to put yourself on the other person's shoes. And in that way, you can help them. And for you, it's not, you don't make differences. It doesn't really matter how bad or how good is the other person. You do know that having compassion for somebody else, it's not about them, it's about you, and it's about finding peace. And that doesn't mean that having compassion for yourself or the others means that you accept also some certain behavior. So that's quite very powerful. And I see also here with the sun in Cancer, the sun brings fortune, right? So you are a very fortunate person. And the Cancer sign, it's about nurturing, attachment. And I see you very nurturing here with the Page of Pentacles and the Empress energy. You nurture yourself and you nurture the others. I see pile number 1 that you are very sensitive when it comes about your emotions or other people's emotions. And you take in consideration the feelings of the other people, especially when it comes about family, home, or business. And you carry those qualities within you and you put them into play in any area in your life. And you experience almost everything from emotional level. And I do see you here that even the decisions that you are taking, they go from an emotional level rather than a cold logic mind. And I see you also, pile number 1, that you have excellent memory for past life. For those of you who did past life regression, or perhaps you remember something from your past life events. And I do see you that all the time you are looking to offer yourself security to yourself and the people that you are taking care of. You are very caring. And I also see here that I'm kind of seeing you forming a team where you collect objects and people to be everything helpful. You do not put one thing away and another thing away. You do know how to mold those two energies. And you don't really, for some of you, I'm kind of seeing something really interesting here. You might collect even things like you don't get rid of anything because you think that, oh, that could be handy, that could be useful later. So some of you might like to collect things as well. Or even this attitude, you might have it towards people. And that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. You do know that every person in part has a mission. They have their own attributes that could be helpful one day. So you do know how to use those resources. All right. And there is also, I can see here that people really find you very sympathetic. And I do see you participating very much on family occasions, on family events, or with the other people, reunions. That's it's like you are taking part from a huge community, and you are looking towards offering yourself and the other people stability and a sense of belonging, where you nurture the others and help. That's beautiful. Some of you might be counselor also. And I see with the morning dew girl that you do know pile number 1 to face your fears, and you are very aware. You have an elevated, expanded consciousness. We see this woman here on this card. She's collecting those raindrops into the basket of leaves. And this symbolizes that for some of you, pile number 1, you might receive and absorb the worries and the fears from the other people that you enter in contact. But in the same time, you invite yourself and the others to share their own feelings and worries. So you have this capacity to really collect all of the feelings and the worries from the others, and you do not put them under the rug, but you do know how to deal with them. You don't hide them deep inside. So you are very resolute and strong, and you are ready to face your own fears. And fear, if we stay to think, fear, it's quite a powerful energy, right? So you are very courageous. And I do see that you are very experienced as well, because you as well went through hard times. So you use that by helping the other people. I do also see here with the Page of Pentacles and the Empress and the Star, it's like very caring, right? You are looking towards this. Pile number 1, you are an ambitious person, a very goal-orientated and diligent. You do make plans, very consistent. I see you here. Some of you might be even studying something. But you also know how to stay grounded, which is so beautiful. And in the same time, you know how to be loyal, faithful. Even if you have so many ambitions and desires, you know how to wait the perfect time for it. You carry this patient quality within yourself. And with the Empress energy, which is so beautiful, I see this woman carrying this baby under this flower skirt that it's blooming. That tells me, pile number 1, that you are nurturing, very confident and creative. And you have a very soft heart. And it doesn't really matter if you are a woman or a male. You do care for the others, that's for sure. And you are a very strong person. And you do know how to rule. You don't make any mistakes about that, that's for sure. And with gentleness, you rule. And you have this quality of suggesting and convince the other people. And it's like you are making your choices seems like the only reasonable ones, and quite often they really are. But you do it in such a relaxed manner, getting things done seemingly without any effort. At least that is what the impression you are giving, because of your softness and your gentleness. And those qualities can make even your foes or your enemies feel blessed while you strip them of their power and turn them into loyal subjects, whatever they are aware of not. Wow, that's quite powerful, pile number 1. And you are resourceful, and you do best to humor or get on your side, or at least listen carefully. If those people don't come by your side, at least you listen very carefully. And you are kind at heart. So the others have no reason to protest. If they are polite, all will be good. And I see you here, pile number 1, that you are actually the cooling influence on any heated situation. You are the person who is trying to find peaceful resolution or a solution even to the most hardest problems. And you lead this with the gentleness that many people understand that about you. I also see here that you wear your heart on your sleeve, pile number 1. And you can get very emotional sometimes, but you also solve problems with creative thinking. Definitely you might have some heartbreaks that you have faced in the past, and because of your outward focused intellect, you were able to rise above those heartbreaks and find acceptance in the end. And that turns you into a person who feel very compassionate for the other people, especially the people who really have hard ones. And you might also, previously, you might have had with the 3 of Swords here, you might have had your heart closed down because of this painful experience that you've been through. But now it's like it's opening again. And you have this capacity to sacrifice yourself. I do see that your past experiences concerning death and loss and suffering gave you a deeper appreciation and respect towards your ancestors as well. And for some of you, you might appear like a person who has a wicked sense of humor, or a dark humor, as some will call it. But this sense of humor helped you actually to really rise above all the sorrows and suffering in the past. And I also feel about you, pile number 1, that every time you think upon an old emotional pain and heartbreak that you may have experienced, especially with the heart here, it's the expansion of pain by thought with the swords. It's like you feel it because you brought it from the past by thoughts, and a thought for every feeling and a feeling for every thought. I do see you being aware, and probably that's when you use compassion so much, because you do know about this molded energy, right? About how a feeling can make you think more, and how a thought can make you feel more. Some of you might even be psychologists and counseling about this certain matter, I do see here, but you are very aware of it. And I do see you journaling as well about it. I see that you know how to broaden your horizons and give a wider span of choices. And you are a very powerful person, pile number 1. Because I see you offering to the others your resources to be used. And you love to fall in love also. Some of you might be really like, in a beautiful way, falling in love very, very fast, quite very strong. I'm kind of getting it. I'm channeling a feeling about you where some of you might be whimsical, like you hum little songs to yourself, or perhaps write in a notebook, and you might appear like you have your head in the clouds. And with the star energy, you are a dreamy person and very hopeful, very gentle. You do have faith, and you have this capacity to inspire and uplift the others. Wow. A romantic, an idealist. And you do know how to bring hope to people especially people who have no hope or faith. All right. And some people might see you distant and unreachable because of this star energy, right? Because when we look up on a star, it's like it looks so far away. But you are very attractive, pile number 1. And some of you might even have like the way how your physique appearances. Your eyes might really shining like stars, which is quite very beautiful. I'm also seeing here that you have been through a thought time and you came out to the other side, but you still need to give yourself some time to heal, pile number 1. Some people might see you like a star, a celebrity. You definitely are beautiful inside and out, and you are very caring. And may have had healing qualities as well. If there is a negative attribute that I will see here, it could be that you might have a little trouble accepting help from the others. But I do see you very dreamy, very idealist, and always looking towards the future in a mood of optimism. Very hopeful. And calm and tranquil, almost like a serene and peaceful person. And what I like about you, pile number 1, is that you also know how to instill hope and faith in the other people. Those people will like to be around you when they are in trouble, because it's like you bring the calm in the storm, and you can be a source of relief, even a refugee from worries, from fears, from troubles in someone's life. And you are also very beautiful. I can see you very beautiful, physical. Wow. And I'm looking at this 10 of Swords. Definitely, you always put yourself on the line for the others. It's like I almost feel like you go above and beyond to make sure everyone is taken care of and looked after. But I will add here to be careful to not feel drained and victimize yourself into having that attitude to pull the rug under your feet, or being too afraid of something that could happen in a negative way. I do see you looking with hope and faith in an optimistic way, but in the same time there is this contradictory energy, which you might indeed fell victim to thoughts like what if something bad could happen, and you are thinking about sometimes. But for most of you, I do see you that you worry very much, especially towards the other people. And you might be also, some of you might be a mother here, I'm getting it, who lost someone. And that loss became a force for you. Even if your life was destroyed, you use that force to make a purpose in life for something greater. And some people will feel honored to be by your side, but some people cannot really handle your powerful, strong energy. But you anyway, you are fighting an uphill battle here, and you are always determined to win against all odds, even if you feel alone in it sometimes. And that tells me about you that you are actually very resilient and strong. So I'm kind of sensing here, for some of you, it could be losing someone physically, and somehow you found a way to still be here and hanging there and continue to live life to the fullest that you are able to. It's amazing, because people will love to have a person like you. They will choose to spend a life with someone like you, so resilient and strong. Like, you suffered a lot and you became stronger instead of weakened or embittered by surviving severe adversity. And that's what actually, you are an example for the other people. An example of endurance and resilience and strength, pile number 1. Wow. I also see you here with the Emperor energy, that you offer stability and power and protection. You are a great person, pile number 1. You call all the shots. I see you. And with the grace is the Temperance card, right? I do see you very moderated in your actions, in your thoughts and feelings, especially when it comes about your appetites and passions. You are in balance and in flow, very skilled. And I see you as a person who is thoughtful, not too emotional or too detached, but very good manager. You manage to be soft, but also hard. Your character is fair and patient, and you are also able to get along well with the other people I see here, with the other people that you are surrounded by. Spiritually balanced and grounded. And I see you that you are not inclined, pile number 1, to excesses, and you are open to a relationship with someone with the same characteristics and values, that they could balance themselves in all areas as well. And you have those qualities as a healer, I see here, or an artist. You balance the energies of many different levels, if not all, almost physical, emotion, mentally, spiritually, very, very creative. And I do see you that you have this capacity to manifest the spiritual into the physical. You really are focused. I do see here that it's like you hold fire in one hand and water on the other. And this is almost like the level of a Buddha, because you are very remarkably driven and focused. And you have this grand ideal, very idealistic. And even thought, other people might say to you, you can't mix fire and water. You are like, you say, I will, just watch me. Wow. For some of you, I'm sensing that you might be a philosopher. You like to experiment, an alchemist, and you are not afraid to put 2 opposite personalities in a room and see what happens. I do hear strong, like your motto is, let's try this and see what happens. And it's like, oops, it didn't work out. We'll try something else until we get it right, and we will get it right. It will come out perfectly. And it's like mixing the drinks right, those 2 energies, the yin and the yang. And some of you might be bartenders or chefs, or like putting the right ingredients and mixing them and experiment. And you are an idealist and driving for perfection. You are willing to experiment and transform yourself as well. And you also teach others life lessons, pile number 1. You might be a spiritual person, counseling others, I'm feeling here. And you kind of weigh your words carefully before you speak. Very wisely and passionate. And what is beautiful here, and now I realize that, is that to you, it's not about choosing something above another thing. Right? Because we were talking earlier about this capacity to see resources in anything and any person. You like to combine and bring all together 2 forces, especially. A very good mediator, and you do have this capacity to find the common ground between 2 energies that might look different. And that tells me, because of this strong energy, that you might be also a catalyst for other people's lives where you really, really pay them lessons. And I'm talking about people around you who didn't learn to balance themselves and didn't learn to work with the energies. Wow. And I also feel here intuitively that you, pile number 1, you are that type of person who it doesn't really matter what you have on the table, how bad it is. You can mix it and make gold out of it. And your idealist could be also like when you have 2 people in front of you, and let's say that they are a couple and they have issues and they don't understand each other, you do find a way to make them work. Instead of, if it's not working, just go separated. Or if it's unbearable, or if you can't handle this, it's better to break up, like most of the counselors says. So you are a very, very good mediator and negotiator as well. And people will love to have someone like you in their life. Because it's not only about bringing 2 people together, it's about working with 2 energies. Like a person comes to you and they tell you that they have those attributes and they have the other attributes and they are very much in conflict. You do know how to bring balance and temperance within that person to feel like a whole. And you have this capacity to do that with yourself and with the other people. So I hope that you liked the descriptions of you and I described you precisely. If you like this reading, press like and subscribe so you can get future notification for my future readings. And you may leave a comment as well in the comment box under the description. I'm really curious about if I nail it and to hear about your story as well. So whoever you are, pile number 1, nice to meet you and see you at the next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number 2, you choose the amethyst crystal and it looks like this. And let's describe you precisely and let's see the cards. You have disquiet. Okay. Versatility with the sun in Gemini. The gardener, beautiful. The Knight of Swords. So we have here Gemini, we have also earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and with the swords energy, we do have air signs as well, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. We have the 3 of Swords, the Strength energy, the Ace of Pentacles, okay. We do have the 9 of Air, which is the 9 of Swords, the 4 of Earth, 4 of Pentacles, the Earth King, the King of Pentacles, beautiful. And the Tower energy. All right. So
I already see pile number 2 that with the disquiet oracle card that definitely many times it happens in life to have a feeling about that something is not quite right. Something doesn't look really right. And sometimes you worry about that, and it might look at the surface that it doesn't really have a specific cause. But you do trust those feelings, that intuition, strong intuition that you have it. And it happens that you are right many times, even if people around you tell you that you should not worry about anything or everything is fine, everything is okay. Most of the time, if not always, your intuition is quite correct. When something is wrong, then you do know that something it's approaching and you should keep an eye on it. So you have the tendency to examine your work, examine your home, your health, your relationships, and all the aspects of your life. And when you notice that something doesn't really look quite right, then as well you have the tendency to make adjustments, the ones that are needed in those situations. And I see here the sun in Gemini, and that tells me the sun brings fortune, and the Gemini brings mental awareness. So that tells me that you are very flexible, especially mental, and you have this quality to transform everything into gold. We see here this flexibility that this person has, looking towards a goal where everything can transform. And I see the sun also here. I feel that pile number 2, you have a basic drive for communication. You have a very quick mind, and you have no difficulty in expressing yourself, especially the new ideas with which you come. And you are very good at trading, I can see here. Quite very fast also with the Knight of Swords energy. Very talented. And you are so flexible from mental and emotional point of view. And you do look towards to maintain some level of security in your life and on the people that you love and care about. And I see also that you like to have this freedom to act, to move, to leave that energy shift. And as well, you might sometimes feel frustrated when things don't really turn the way how you want to, but you do know how to use your energy, that's for sure. And I also see that you like to learn new things. You like to gather people around you in your group. And as well, you like to talk about the things that you learn, and you teach the others as well a lot. And that's quite very impressive, pile number 2. I also see that you know how to take very good decisions and quite very fast, especially when the other people are dealing with some certain problems. And you are not afraid on taking decisions. You also have this capacity to wear very interesting conversations with the other people. And you do know how to bring into that conversation reliable information. You might have also a lot of contact with the media or from where you take those informations. And that's quite very interesting because people come to you to gain more perspectives and find out more about what is going on. I also see here with the gardener energy that you come from a place where really people feel very flexible around you when it comes about communicating with you, because you do not judge so much. You accept yourself and the others in your life, and you offer so much compassion to yourself and to the other people. I see this woman here standing in this garden, green garden, and it's like she's having two small houses here. And even her skirt, it's transformed into a house. So you do like to take care of your own home. And you do know that your emotions, your feelings are like the flowers from this garden, that you need to take care of it. And if you take care of them, they grow stronger. And even if sometimes you feel like some emotions don't have space or place into your garden, metaphorical speaking, you do know how to clean that. And that is quite very wisey. And every time you do that cleansing, you treat yourself and the people involved with a lot of compassion. And in that way, you keep your own soul, your own garden clear and pure. I also see here with the Knight of Swords that for you, pile number 2, you are the mover and the shaker of the group or the community that you are part of. You are always so busy and out of an adventure, and you bring a lot of energy, movement, and speed. You kind of go to the top. This is your target. You are quick-witted, quick-tempered, quick on your feet, I can see also here. And these qualities also make you quite impatient with others, but you are very direct, pile number 2, and you have a sharp mind. You do solve the issues in a very natural way. You are a debater, that's for sure. And you have excellent ideas. Even if sometimes you might appear like headstrong and opinionated, you are always charging forward with thoughts or plans of action. For you, it's quite very important to remember as well what other people's ideas are, and that might be worth considering as well in your plans. But I also see here for you, pile number 2, that there is a tendency to believe that your way is the best way, and many times it is. Yes, that's right. But I do see you that you carry this energy of passion, especially when it comes about your opinions. You are very good with words. Some of you might write or speak a lot. When you are in a debate, you cut with words as well. You are very good at criticizing and analyzing things in any situation that you are dealing with. So I do see you that you have this capacity of great mental qualities, very logical, especially when you speak. Quite very intelligent, pile number 2. And you use logic and reason for your argument or your plan. Interesting. And I see also here with the 3 of Swords energy and the strength. Wow. Pile number 2, you probably wear your heart on your sleeve, and you can get very emotional sometimes, but you also solve problems with creative thinking. Quite very intelligent, very fast. And if you faced some heartbreak in the past, I do see here that you have the intellect capacity to really raise above it and find acceptance. And I'm seeing you very strong, compassionate towards you and the other people, especially people who have been hurt as well. You feel a lot of compassion for them. And I feel with you, pile number 2, that you also carry this capacity to self-sacrifice yourself.
And it's like if you had some loss in your life, this experience made you approach the idea of death and suffering from a different perspective, and even the idea about how to live the life, right? And you have a deep, deep appreciation and respect towards your ancestors as well. And I do see pile number 2 that you have a dark humor, also a wicked sense of humor. And this actually helps you to raise above all the sorrows and the suffering from your past. Wow. And I also see so much, like, even if, despite of those things that you've been through, you raise about it with a lot of strength. And here I'm not talking about appearing strong in front of the others, just as an appearance, but it's really an attribute, a trait that you have it. You emulate confidence, and you hold great compassion and empathy for the people around you. And everything you do comes from the inside. So it's not just on surface. You believe in yourself, and that makes you truly confident and compassionate. Quite very good. You are definitely a person who understands the others and yourself. You are amazing, pile number 2. And I can see also here that some of you might speak to animals better than most of the other people, just by your presence, just by your energy. You just sense it. And your true strength comes out when you know that others might be wrong and you are not. You have strength in knowing what you are doing, it's right, no matter what others say or think or do, all right? So you are the type of person others might look at it and say things like, oh my God, I can't believe they just did that. Meanwhile, you do remain humble and you don't think you did anything of great importance. You are not afraid and you do not try to show off either. You feel you have a goal in your mind and you want to conquer that goal. And you do so, as others may hawk. And you do follow your intuition. I'm seeing you that you have learned that you can conquer almost anything if done in a gentle manner. And once you have conquered your own faith in self, then your lesson has been learned. That's for sure. I see you very determined, strong and brave, just like this woman here with the lion. But in a serene way, not by brute force. This is a form of fortitude, like, if I could give an example, it's like what a person does when their house has been destroyed. They lift up themselves and start cleaning things up. You don't fall apart in the face of the problems. You face them and you do what you can, very confident. Especially, you carry this confidence that you can get yourself and everyone else involved through this situation quite very good. And you do know also that the weakest, most afraid people are the ones who are always trying to control everything. So you master and control your passions and your power, but you are not afraid of letting them take you where they will. So you do that in a serene way. For some of you who are artists, you are not afraid to let that passion of your art take you in a strange new directions, which is certainly very, very brave. And I do feel here, pile number 2, that if people are shocked or look at you by what you are doing, for you that's fine. That's no issue. I'm seeing you very relaxed. You are in control only when you want and allow it, not all the time, right? Not like the weak people. And I'm seeing here that if you go through some sort of crisis, the strength that you carry, it's not a conventionally strength. I mean, like, I'm kind of sensing that you might also cave under pressure, you might cry, you might scream, but you survive. You are resilient. This is the word. You are the example that flexibility is stronger than rigidity, and you know when to retreat and you know when to attack. And what is beautiful here at you, pile number 2, is that you find your own strength in your own vulnerability. You are not afraid of feeling the emotions. And I see also here that you are deeply rooted in earth. You love the nature, the beauty of the earth. And some of you might be focusing a lot on the career path, but this is the most pure manifestation of earth. Some of you might be on earth signs as well, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but I'm seeing here also sword signs, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And I'm seeing you solid, stable, and grounded, but not in a rigid way. And in a healthy way, you enjoy earthy pursuits. You might like food, you like money, but not necessarily in excess. Because I'm seeing you that you are a generous person. You do work well and you enjoy your job, but you are not too obsessed with your work, right? And you have a deep but earth-centric spirituality. It's like you are the salt of the earth, with other words. And I'm seeing you quite stable, but still dynamic, because you grow and evolve, and you are very generous, like a gift to the other people, I could say. Pile number 2, many of you love nature, gardens, and anything to do with the earth. And you are comfortable with yourself, secure but not too rigid. You do work hard, but not overly so. And you are who you say you are. You present yourself factually, truthfully, very real in front of the other people. And I see also with the 9 of Swords energy that if you do have moments when you cannot sleep, when you feel depressed, when you feel anxious, this actually to you, and it's quite ironic, this brings some beneficial change when you worry or when you feel guilty for something. This is somehow needed for you to see the error of your way, and that leads you to be more responsible, considerate, or having a better behavior in the future. And for you, feeling those emotions, those moods that comes at surface through depression or anxiety, this sometimes serves a positive purpose in your life. And this is the first indication that you acknowledge that your work or your relationship or your job or other aspects of your life are not all sunshine and roses. And especially if you are someone who likes to believe the best of other people and ignore all the signs. Until then, you awaken, you take seriously all, and you start making changes. You awaken yourself and you have this capacity to break through as well. So you do become aware of what things are not right. You also encourage yourself to make positive changes. And you appreciate fresh new perspectives. It could be for you, pile number 2, exactly before, as an example, like let's say that second day you have an event and you have to go to a job interview. Well, in that night before, you might have a sleepless night. And that's totally okay. You might often also spend time to introspect, meditate, and really seek truth deep within. And in that way, you shift the negative self-talk into self-compassion. You change the fear into possibility. And you also tell yourself you will be okay, that you are okay, and that the fears are actually not so real. They didn't manifest in our reality, right? It's just the mind. So you go through this process of forgiving yourself because you know you are a human and you do your best. You also connect with your true self, and you remember that you can and will do better, and new fresh perspectives and possibilities begin to gather on your horizon. And you also take ownership. You trust the beauty of the divine order, and you trust to build a solid foundation. You like to feel secure, pile number 2, and you are also with the Earth King, which is the King of Pentacles. You are a person who is quite very reliable, hard worker, and dependable. You do have high self-esteem, pile number 2, and you are very comfortable with yourself. And you avoid indeed emotional mood swings by taking a calm approach, very supportive and helpful. And you do have this trait of giving undivided attention and time to yourself and the other people. I'm seeing you also going on successful ventures and attract opportunities and achieving great things. Even if you are aware or not, pile number 2, you do have this capacity to manifest things, and you are comfortable in your own life. You have all what you need, and you are a great leader. And what's beautiful about you, pile number 2, is that you did not achieve what you have now just like that. You worked hard. It didn't happen because of some sort of great fortune. You really worked hard so many years for it. And you have been through many trials, many ups and downs. A dedicated worker, I could say. I'm also seeing, pile number 2, that you value order and logic. And you all the time choose quality over quantity. And you have a good eye for things that will last. Some of you might be quite conservative. You do put your eyes on the prize in a traditional point of view. And you hold this great sense of achievement. Many of you might have a comfortable home right now, reaching a happy place with your body, probably having a job that you love or other high points, and you feel satisfied with it. And you are also generous. You do know how to take care of yourself, and you share the extra. You open your home to people you trust and care about, and you share those resources kindly and with love. Definitely a leader here, not a boss, but a leader. Some of you might be holding a degree of status in society, but I do see you, pile number 2, that you help others to do the same. You use your power, not just for self-advancement, but also for the benefit of wider society. And you, with the Tower energy here, I do see you that you attract attention. Definitely. And shake the world up of the others, and you do know how to change the way how people think or look at life. Very hot-headed and energetic. Some of you might be tall, I'm sensing here. But definitely there is something outstanding about you that you can literally shut down an entire room. It's like you enter in the room and then everyone pays attention at you. And I think it's your magnetism here, your charisma. And many of you might be also solitary and a bit of a loner as well. Some of you could be an iconoclast, a radical political, and an environmental activist, or a professor, a mentor, a guru who open other people's eyes to new ways of thinking with the Tower energy. Like, I'm seeing you being able to make others see the truth about them. You and everything else, no matter if they want to see it or not, you will tell the truth, pile number 2, very flatly, very clearly, and often
even if the others don't ask for it. But nobody can really hold a grudge on you, because in the end, we do know that the truth may hurt, but lies are much worse. And for some of you, pile number 2, maybe you do know that about you already. You might lack tact. But this is like a sword with 2 cuts, right? Imagine that are people who shut their eyes down, and then you enter in their life to open it. And maybe all the other people, tactful people, in their life failed to make them understand something they need to understand. And then you come to give it to them straight and force them to open their eyes and see it. So your energy is similar with the Kali, the volcanic goddess of the destructive power of a volcano. And it's like the volcano, the destructive power of the volcano destroys everything around, and then the rich vegetation, it's invited. So you might be, pile number 2, you might be a catalyst in other people's lives, where at the surface it looks like, oh my God, they just came. And I can see here with the strength energy also that in the back it's like the tower, right? So you hold those qualities where even if those situation happens in your life, that you've been through many tower moments, or people find that you brought this destruction power within you in their life, and they might, when the tower moments happen in other people's life, they might judge you quite very harsh, because they will project and have the feeling that you brought them hell, that you brought them a lot of pain, but actually it's just the death of the ego, all right? And you are like a catalyst who triggered them into awakening and into healing. So you know how to clean and rush to change environment in all areas. Quite very strong personality, pile number 2. And I'm really curious about you, so leave a comment in the comment section. If you like this reading, you can press like and subscribe so you can get a notification for my future readings. And that was my reading for you, pile number 2. See you at the next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number 3, you choose this beautiful red Jasper crystal, and it looks like that. So let's see the cards, and I will describe you precisely. So we have Isolation Oracle card. Okay. Then we have Revenge with Mars in Scorpio. To the Moon and back. Okay, so some of you might be in a Scorpio sign. We have the 4 of Wands. You might be in a fire sign as well, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have the Knight of Cups, water signs as well, I'm feeling here. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The Hierophant energy. Okay. We also have the Devil energy. Oh, that's interesting combination. The Hierophant and the Devil. We also have the 4 of Water, which is the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups under the 4 of Wands. We have the Hanged Man. Wow, with both of the cards, the Knight of Cups and the Hanged Man with heart open. And we have the Death energy. You are a very interesting person, pile number 3.
I see already here 4 major cards from the major arcana. And we have the Ace of Sky, which is the Ace of Swords. So we might be having also here air signs, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So I see you, pile number 3, that you choose the red Jasper crystal with the Isolation Oracle card. I see that maybe for you to be alone or go into solitude could be very valuable. And you might look at it like a positive part of your life, because probably some of you who are going into this solitude, into this hermit mode, I will call it, you are able to take time for yourself to introspect, to really self-reflect at you and perhaps the other people that you are dealing with. Just that perhaps many of you knows already that there is a difference between a loneliness and isolation. So you probably pay attention already here. And you do know that if you isolate yourself too much, it could make you really feel lonely, because if you keep saying no to everyone who tries to get you out of your own sanctuary, then people might stop asking you as well. But you also know whom to let in your home, in your own sanctuary, in your life, and whom not. So you pay attention to those things as well. And I do also see here Revenge card with the Mars in Libra. Mars brings action, and actually it's not Libra, it's Scorpio. Sorry, now I see it. So it's like action and self-control, regeneration. And with the Death card, it's regeneration again. So what I see about you here is that I'm kind of seeing this heroic statue which holds the enemy head. And the fact that he's naked shows that he's actually vulnerable. And I see the 2 lovers, the sun and the moon here. Interesting. You are a ruler, that's for sure. And I do see you that you might be very powerful, like you overpower other people from your life. And that is might be your personality as well. But you do like to go for the top. You like very much to go for, you have this attitude, this energy of all or nothing. And you invest your desires, and you feel everything so intense. You also put energy in every action. A strong drive I feel here with you. But you also, with the Scorpio energy, I'm kind of getting it, and with the Death card here from Major Arcana, I feel that you, pile number 3, you have this strong power to transform or change almost impossible situations. And you might be able to do that many, many times in the course of this life that you are having. You are also very loyal, devoted, especially to those people whom you let in, right? The ones with whom you choose to spend your life or your time with. And you are very passionate. It doesn't really matter if it's about loving or hating something or disliking something. You put so much passion into your feelings and actions. And yes, of course, you might get angry and mad as well. But I see that you use extreme effort to achieve what you want in life. And you have this capacity to overcome any type of problem that you are dealing with. I also see that with to the moon and back, like I see you going really, really long distance and using a lot of effort to have just for the view, just to achieve what you want, what you truly desire, what you know that makes you happy. And you also, with this passion, you also know how to make the other people around you feel like they are going to the moon and back with you. And I also see here that you are not afraid of anything. It's like you, and I'm kind of seeing it here also metaphorical, like it could be also a journey that you are doing within, but you also have this capacity to show to the other people how far they could go with their desires, with their actions. And as well, there is this inner desire to really tap into your energy and travel inward as well to gather a better perspective and a deeper meaning of how life actually it is. And you might be a philosopher as well. So that's quite interesting combination here, to the moon and back. And you could use this energy for doing good, but you are capable also to harm if you put your mind into it. I do see also here with the Four of Wands and the Knight of Cups that you have many, many desires. You might be longing for something or someone, you have many wishes, and you are craving for something. And I saw this to the moon and back as well, like craving, you are looking towards this heart desire here. And it's like, and I do get this energy from the Hanged Man also. It's not necessarily a stagnant energy, but it's like you are sitting somewhere there in your own sanctuary, and you are looking from there and observe everything and everyone. Very strong desires. You are not an action person. Your actions happens from non-action, all right? So you might remain many times passive. Interesting choice and interesting personality you have as well, pile number 3. And I also see here with the Four of Wands and the Four of Water, you, pile number 3, you are full of joy. Sometimes you might appear exuberant. You might be usually the one who bring people together or plan a meeting with the others. You keep in touch with the people from your life. You are equilibrated and good looking. Many of you live in harmony and are very creative, quite happy and content with your life, pile number 3. But I do see you reaching a level of stability and well balanced and ready for the next step, whatever that might be. And you can also provide and offer security and stable relationship on long-term commitment here. And this can be a friendship also, and it's not necessarily a love relationship, but you are an uplifting person who provides excellent company for the others, and you are also content with where you are right now, very grounded, you value practical living, you value functionality, and you have strong family values as well. And you might like to spend time in the house. I see you isolating yourself in the house, pile number 3. It might be kitchen, dining room, but definitely you like, this is your spot, all right? Especially when you get people to your place, you know how to entertain, how to cook for them, to make other people laugh, or you are really a good company. And some of you might be also good chefs. I see you in a good place emotionally and spiritually, but I'm seeing you also with fire in your heart. You take your journey, your life journey very seriously. You follow your heart and soul. You might be at the mercy of your heart fluctuations as well. And perhaps you feel everything 10 times over, 10 times as strong. And you do take your time to indulge yourself in pure feeling. You are also not afraid. You kind of allow yourself to surrender. And this is a beautiful thing, pile number 3. You fall in love and you are very romantic. You are willing to fight and die for the people whom you truly love. I do see you also mastering your own emotions, and you are in control and leading the way for the others. And your energy, it's enough mature to understand emotions. You are very deep, layered, complex, and well understood. And you can express it in ways that actually inspire the others to want to have the same complexity of feeling and spirituality. And I see you a very compassionate person, very warm and idealistic, but also realistic. Quite interesting combination. I sense, pile number 3, that you are a good mediator, a good counselor. Many of you, my mentor, I'm feeling this energy of someone who can offer sage advice or counsel, but can be conservative as well. So you could be a spiritual leader, a teacher, or even a priest, but you do help a group of people, a community, your family, your friends. And I see you also like an artist in a way, because you somehow can transcend educational barriers and mental abilities, especially when it comes about ritual religion and cultural teachings. They are like composed largely of everything artistic, from written to spoken word to theater to music, even symbolism, color, storyteller, and performance. And you are very rich in colors, deep in understanding. And you actually can use all the tools to really penetrate the diversity of the masses. So you rise above the foundations. You direct and conforms all this creative energy into something like a step above the rest, something very ethereal and yet very concrete. So people might call you also heaven sent or God sent, almost like a guardian angel energy I'm feeling here. And it's like you transcend all those masses of people. Interesting. I also see here about you, pile number 3, that you are a person who take it to the limit. You might love adrenaline sometimes and feelings. You might like to dress nice and have, perhaps some of you might, I'm feeling with the female that you like to use makeup. Or if you are a male, you really, really like to look good and dress nice. And you might play many times the devil advocate, because you have great ambitions and you won't settle for anything less. And you might have great ideas for improving your country. You are confident. Some of you might working in places where you really take command, or you work in that way that you bring your ideas on the table to how to improve the masses of people or your country as well. And you might love also to have control. You are seductive and attractive, pile number 3. I also see you that you have an uncanny understanding of what people want. And you know exactly what to say, how to say it. Wow. But I also see that some of you, for a part of you, it could be also that perhaps in childhood or in past you have been abused. And some of you might be sad at this moment. But I'm kind of getting it that you might feel that actually it's okay if you feel sad. And I'm getting like this energy, like you feel what you feel. You do take the opportunity to open up and share what you really feel. And you might be also the type of person who is giving a lot, but you take all the time breaks to regroup, to recap. And during this time, you have time to assess what is working and what may not be working, so you can really proceed to either dissolve something or do what is necessary to bring it back to its glory days. And you definitely need emotional stability. You also have this ability to detach from everything and consider your options. But I'm getting also that you might have some denial feelings. So perhaps going into this hermit mode, you take time to really feel them. And for you, it's necessary actually to dream, to do introspection, to contemplate. You do know that those feelings of disappointment and sadness will wash through you if you simply let them flow and feel them. Quite very wisey energy here, I see. And with the Hanged Man energy, sometimes you feel it's necessary to surrender and sacrifice. And you do know that nothing in life is free, and sometimes delays are in your best interest. Until all things fall into its place for the highest good of all, you do let go of attachments. You do let go of the thought of how things should have been. And many times you wait to see how things play out. I do see you, pile number 3, that you are a very good listener, a committed seeker. And you are willing to put long hours to achieve your goals, even when you are working towards a relationship or when you, in your career, for example. And I see you that you want to learn and you want to experience. And definitely you are the type of person where your action stays in no action. You are not the person who makes the first move. I'm kind of feeling that. But you will sacrifice yourself to help the others. And you tend to keep your thoughts and feelings to yourself. You take in every word and learn all that you can. You are open to new ideas, and you will change your opinion about things. So I'm seeing capable to change your mind. And I'm seeing you that you are in a search or on a journey to find the truth, to be enlightened. Definitely you seek to be happy from within, and you are willing to give up control in order to obtain true peace and happiness. But you do prefer isolation and not interact so much with the other people. You also give up trying sometimes and just walk away. I'm seeing you giving up on something and try it again and starting over, and then giving up again and then starting over again. So you go through this cycle. And with the Death card energy also, yes, of course, now I see. You are not afraid to change your life, pile number 3. You can completely change your life. And you go through a huge transformation. Many of you march to the beat of your own drum. So you might be starting over now. You are very transformative here. And you do like to approach things in new ways. Some of you might like also to change the way how you look. Very transformative persona. Pile number 3, you are powerful and very intense with all this energy here. Very deep. And I do see that some of you might have really very strong psychic abilities. Also very sexual and transformative and regenerative. So many of you, pile number 3, you might go right now through a personal growth. And you might experiencing many changes with endings and new beginnings. You possess much wisdom. And I'm seeing you capable to transform your inner world. And actually, this sort of self-knowledge is quite very, very powerful, because this can be used creatively, as in healing or through other creative works. Wow, quite very strong energy here. And we do have the Ace of Sky, which is the Ace of Swords. I'm seeing you, pile number 3, like you cut the crap out of your life as well, or like the nonsense. And you do try to be more fair with yourself and people in general. And you are the type who tell it straight as it is. But I'm seeing you also very determined to win at all costs, even in arguments. You might be using your head over your heart many times. And you use your perseverance and logic and reason. You also love competition. Like, I'm kind of seeing you like debating, discussions, especially about ideas, philosophies, traditions. And you kind of bring it on the table there and use all your mental strength. Quite interesting. But I see you, pile number 3, that you are a winner in life, a role model type. You like to achieve and you are quite optimistic most of the time. And you do have this capacity to get right to the point. And you see situations very, very clearly. You are a great thinker, pile number 3. Quite very smart, and sometimes you outsmart the other people, especially when you discuss with them. A great thinker, almost like a genius mind or inventor energy. A cerebral type, somewhat detached and aloof, but you can appear critical, but not necessary. But definitely you are a honest person who speaks out the truth. So that was my reading for pile number 3. If you like this reading, please press like on this video, on this reading, and you might get notification with my future readings as well. I invite you to leave a comment as well in the comment box under the description, because all the time I'm checking up the comments and I like to read them, and I like to connect with your energy more. So see you at the next reading. Bye!